Okay, so, anyways, I want to talk about two things. The first one is I want to talk about a biblical scripture that says, having the form but denying the power. And that means that there are people that have something, but they deny why they have it. So, for instance, if you have a lot of money and you live in a trailer house, you have the form of security, but you deny it. You know what I mean? Because why would you live in a trailer house eating canned beans when you have millions of dollars in the bank? So you have the form, which is the ability to provide for yourself security. You have the form of security, but you deny the power. See, the universe never said what they had the form of. But I want to talk about it. They have the form of lawfulness, but they deny the power of a law. Money is having the form of severity, but it denies the power of severity. Because money plays with other people's life, find fault in people that are right, overturn the crime, make unaccountable the criminal. Money is the ability to hold back scientific resources from an innocent victim just for having been born, and then tell them that they deserve to be poor, homeless, or without the things they need. And while their manslaughtering biology is harming them, you have the form of severity, but it's obvious that you're denying the power as to why somebody would be severe. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Money is the form of scientific severity, but it denies scientific results. It's the ability for people to be bait and hooked, to be on the level of scientific severity while not getting the job done so that they can stand trial and say, I agree with the logic, the mentality of science, but I just didn't get the job done, so I wonder how it's going to be about it. It's like people that said, don't ever touch my money. And I'm like, don't ever activate me through my ear canal to be on earth. That's having the form of severity, and I'm not denying the power. The only way I could know about money is that you touched me after I was born. And since you touched me to tell me to pay your bills, you stole from me first. And you just nullified the severity of your mind. While you telling me not to steal from you, how do you think you telling me that? By stealing from me. Comfort, oblivion, space. Motherfucker, you don't get me. Now, I have this vocal instrumental called I Hit the Jackpot. And the sound quality is really bad. And the words are unusual, very rare, what I'm saying. And what it is on this particular vocal, um, it has the form of swag, but it's denied the power of swag, which means to me, whenever I hear it, it sounds like it could be a boot up crunk type of thing. You know, not really. Like all my vocals have an immature quality about them because of the fact that it was recorded on a dictaphone and it was edited with the trial version of Cool Edit Pro. And then it was re-recorded on PhonePub because the trial edit doesn't let me save the file. So I have to record it off my computer screen. And by the time I put it as an MP3 to be played, it's gone through all that with static too, and me not knowing what to do, and I had recorded over a microphone. So by the time you hear it, it sounds kind of too loud, too low, unmastered, over the music, within the music. It's not quite, a radio savvy situation. It's not even a stereo mix. It's more, not even lo-fi. Even lo-fi sounds better. It's more like a luck of draw. It might be good, it might not, but the message might be too long and the track might be overlaid. And it's just so many things going on. And out of over 3,000 vocal instrumentals, I might have 10 to maybe 50 that sound good enough to be listened to on your radio. And even then, there'll be controversy about the message and why is that, and not something else that can match the music. But I say this because all of my strong, powerful messages have the form of swag. The form of swag is right now, y'all celebrate BET celebrities and Black nationality on TV, especially Jay-Z, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Drake, and a lot of newcomers that are swag savvy. Swag meaning people that as soon as they open their mouth and you hear their music, you start bobbing your head and you be like, I want to, like you want to get down and get crunk with them, right? Well, I hit the jackpot. The beat by itself has kind of like it's not nothing special. Like, don't think it's like, oh, let me go listen to that. No, it's not even a beat that y'all will put on the radio now. It's just that there are certain vibes that, like when I hear certain music, I think of certain certain feelings. Everybody does this. And there's this legendary vision that I have of, crunk angel kind of thing. And every time I hear certain beats, I think about, the destruction of the human race. That's just, it's my little thing. I know it sounds so crazy. It's like, I always see, like certain beats just it puts me on the side of the heavens that's like, it's just time to destroy these people. They're so fucking loser like. And that beat kind of gives me that feeling. And the only reason why, it's like the words I'm saying in there, like, I know it's going to sound corny right now. It's so embarrassing, like exit homelessness, exit poverty. Like, it's so stupid to say it. Like, you'd have to, understand where I'm coming from. And the thing about it is, it reminds me of a lot of, it reminds me of, it's like all my vocals, I overlay it with, it's like I have a vocal running and then I overlay it with little jingles. So like if I have like I may, it's like, well, what I want to say is this. Right now, there's no one on earth that I've ever heard that sounds like my vocal instrumentals. There are a lot of spoken word artists and a lot of people that record in studios, but my stuff sounds different because number one, it sounds a little bit immature. Immature meaning someone who's not very someone who's still kind of not childish, but someone who's not developed, as in someone who doesn't have a stage presence. So it's very naive, very raw, like as if you're talking on the phone to someone. So that alone substantiates for some uniqueness. But then also, the message is very unusual. It's not like you could go anywhere and find these words. Now, of course, there are people that have access to my computer, my hard drive, and my accounts, and they have emulated certain things to erase the memory of my existence. But it's been in a very sad way because this stuff is not to be emulated. It's very severe, It's like chemical formulas that you have to have everything to it or you will harm yourself in the process of, touching it. There's this film I saw called Fly By Night, and it's like that weapon at the end of the movie. My instrumentals are like that. Anyone who tries to use it will have an experience like that. Though I didn't, go blind. Like I am being electrocuted right now. But anyone who uses my vocals is going to be electrocuted for all eternity, and they don't know this. And so that's why I told people you can't copy off of me. If you hear something and you like it or you think, oh, anybody can say that, and then you said after you've heard me, it's not good for you because I never repeated anything as in I've never repeated another person's thought. I've said Christ and Solomon and, the philosophers that are dead and gone, but I've never ever heard a person living and use their thoughts outside of a mockery. And you knew it was mocking of people to be shallow minded. Or I might say something like, I'm single. I might say something like, baby, I love you, baby, stuff like that. But I don't mean to copy off them. I'm saying how shallow and such severity people could be in is just atrocious, But I would never take another person's thoughts and really try to be who they are, because that's their contribution and that was their investigation and discovery. And I'm sure if the universe made a way for them, it will and can make a way for me to have my own experience with the same logic, the same legalities, and the same principle. We're all in different positions, and like we harvest the earth differently and we have the same nutritional value of food, that's the way we're supposed to do the heavens. Some people are known for grapes, some people for oranges and apples, but at the end of the day, we all consume edible consumption for gastric acid removal. And so in this judgment, in this situation, you can't take my thoughts, my vocals, and say, oh, I can make that better. I can do it better and erase the memory of her. I can do that. Like, I can sound better when I'm doing it. She don't sound good. No, just go your own path. I'm sure you have a lot of things that, will bring you to a culmination of the same legalities. And it's just going to be a beautiful journey, My stuff appropriates with my experience and it all surrounds me perfectly. And I'm sure anyone else who wants to, pursue the exit of time and, do things properly, you'll find your pieces to the puzzle very close to where you are, without touching or stealing from anyone on earth. But anyways, I don't really think people want my stuff. I just, people who despise me would be mocking, mockery, like erase the memory of someone, taint the name or, secretly backstab, all that kind of stuff. But I say this because the main thing is that there is no one on earth that has ever been in the pains that I'm going through, the rejection that I'm going through, the sleep deprivation, the family abandonment, the frights, the whole situation, and still manage to have not just a unique swag about them, the confidence to go along with it, and the strength to endure the development of it. Because when you're developing something, it's embarrassing. to have to start from scratch while people are harming you. It's one thing to be going to a school in a world where people are aiding the process of development, but when your development is under rejection and scrutiny and abuse and rejection and even beatings and violence because people despise you so much, to get to a point where you could still manage to see a little piece of yourself shining through, and it's not the full capacity, but it's enough for you to realize that you still managed to survive. Again, it could be bad if there's, a bad reason, but the idea about it is it was just weird how people deny me, the audience of uniqueness. Just like people have the form of severity, but they deny the power. I have the form of swag, but I'm denied the power of it. And the power of it is to stand back and respect and to not make a mockery or say a word about it. People really deny me that. Everywhere I go, people treat me like I'm a Lagos pet handler or a third world poverty reproducer. I am so serious. And I just never feel like that. Like when I listen to I Hit the Jackpot, it doesn't, I don't even feel like I feel more important than a celebrity for those lyrics. Even though it's like I said, even though it's underdeveloped and immature, there's just something about certain vocals when I hear it, I feel like I've excelled. Even some producers, for the thought, the ability to think a thought and put it into the instrumentation. Not the quality of it is bad, but I mean, there's been many people that talk about the end of the world and they've talked about the human race and, our existence and principles. But I have done some amazing vocal instrumentals that take me to just places that are so imaginative. And even though nobody else gets high off of my vocals, I have a good imagination and I could watch an old film and be in galactic number two, galactic prism, like meaning in darkness with glimmering. I just have I'm sure a lot of people have imagination, but the way I see things and the visions I've had in my lifetime are so stellar. They're so pristine and stellar. They're striking. They're not like anything on earth. And so even when I listen to something that may not be big to others, my imagination sails away because of the ambiance of the music and the contents of the lyrics. There are some people that I don't even land on planet Earth. I'm just kind of stuck looking like, what's going on? What's going on? Why is this happening to my ear canal? And I know what they're trying to do. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want this there. But when I listen to the music that I've chosen for some of my vocals, when I listen to the contents, I'm talking about, I am an angel from outer space galactic number 9. And I am ready to burst the tank, and it's like, it's just not swag, but it's uniqueness, and people really treat me as though I, am a slave on a plantation reproducing for old massive free hands. I'm like, use a damn lie. But that's okay because they also have the form of severity and they deny what severity is for. So somebody can have the form of swag and be denied the respect level that they should be given.